Today, I'm going to teach you how to call in your dream job using water magic. I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions. I'm going to tell you what supplies you need and how to do this and what spirit guides to call in for help if you choose. So, this is for people who are looking for a job. If you don't want to manifest a job, if you just want to manifest money without a job, that is fine. That's not what this spell is about. This is for people who are looking for aligned work, aligned companies, aligned clients, and aligned divine dollars. So if that's you, keep listening. I did this spell in 2023 after I got laid off and I got a new job that I called in within 60 days. So the 2025 job market is different. It's like something I've never seen before. So if applying to jobs online hasn't worked for you, try this spell, because spell work and magic it's a different game. It's a different set of rules. It's a different set of tools to use while you're looking for a job. So this is a water spell. I am a mermaid. I'm connected to mermaid energy and siren energy. I'm a Cancer sun, Cancer rising. So because water is my home, I'm doing a water spell. Water holds memory. Water also represents feelings and emotions. So here are your supplies. You're going to need a clear glass jar with a lid with water in it. Get you some salt. Salt will do whatever you want. I like this salt. This is my favorite. This is Celtic sea salt. It's a little bit gray. I get it at Whole Foods. You can also drink this. It's an electrolyte, minerals. One of my healthcare providers was like, put this in your water as an electrolyte. Anyway, salt will do whatever you tell it to do. Sound moves faster through salt water than it does fresh water. That's why I like to use salt. Then you're going to get some incense. Any incense will do. This is just what I like to use. This is the Palo Santo scented incense. I love it. Then, something to light it with. Matches, lighter. And then this is a hawk feather. I work with hawks a lot. I love them. And this was a feather they dropped on the ground. So those are, then you're going to need paper and a pen or pencil, whatever you like to write with. Those are the only supplies you need for this spell. Now, before you do your spell, wash your hands. I'm not telling you that your hands are dirty, but you want to wash off whatever energy you had previously. You want to wash that off, move your hands around, move your body around, like shake any energy off. And if you're feeling desperate, don't do this spell when you don't like the way that you feel, because water holds memory and it represents emotions. You want to feel confident if you can. Now, if you've been applying to jobs for years and you've gotten like 2 interviews, I understand you probably don't feel real good. If you made it through 6 rounds of interviews and did a free project and you still didn't get picked for the role, you're probably rightfully angry. Anger is actually a really powerful emotion. You can do this spell when you're angry. But if you are feeling desperate and scared and fearful, wait until you feel a little bit better before you do this spell, because your energy is part of this spell. This water is going to hold your energy. So you want to do this spell from a place of power. Here is an exercise you can do. You've heard like that big stance where you can stand and make an X, like your arms go up and your legs are spread apart, like you're man spreading the floor. So do a big X and take some really relaxing breaths. If there's a breath exercise you like to do that, because you want to feel calm and centered. I hate breathing exercises. Dancing is a breathing exercise. Cardio intervals, that's a breathing exercise. So do what you need to do to feel calm and centered. I like to call in my guides before I do a spell to ask them to help me. Everybody has guides that are here to help your soul ascend. So call them in. If you don't know who your guides are, that's okay. Here's what you can do. You can say, For this spell, I call in my high vibrational allies, my benevolent allies that are here to assist on my soul's ascension journey. I call you in to protect this space and help make sure this spell goes where it needs to go. All right? Wash your hands. Now, incense. This is the element of air and fire. I like to use a lot of different earth elements, okay? I consider salt like an earth element, water, okay? So I got air, fire, earth, water. I like using multiple elements. Light your incense to clean your space. So when the smoke is smoking, you can run it under your hands like that while it's smoking, and just run it around the jar. Okay, you can do the smoke around your salt, around the lighters, the matches, your paper. Okay, just like smoke around your paper, around your pen. This smoke is just going to purify and cleanse your space. All right, so you have your supplies. You gotten grounded, you gotten centered, you've called in your guides. Let's begin. I want you to write down your dream job on a piece of paper, line item by line item. You are dreaming big. The universe does not have a budget, okay? So you are calling in your ideal job. I want you to write the job title down, okay? I want you to write the salary, okay? And then write or better next to it. So if you want to make $200,000 a year, write, I want an annual salary of $2,000 per year or better. If you desire bonuses, write that in. Say, I desire quarterly bonuses on top of this salary. If you want health insurance, paid time off, sick days, write that down. And I want to talk about the language that you're using. I use the word want. I don't mind. Some people don't like the word want because to them it conjures up feelings of lack and not having. So if you're saying, I want this job, feel the feelings of already having it. Okay? If you don't like the word want, you could just say, I call in. I call in an annual salary of $200,000 or better. And then for the job title, let's say you want to be a creative director of marketing or a creative director of design or copy. Write that job title down and say, I call in the job title of creative director of copy or better. And then get specific. The idea is you're telling the universe what to scan for, what to look for, okay? They can find it. They see more than what you see. They don't have a budget. They don't have any limits, okay? You can say if you want to work fully remote, write that down. If you want the office or whatever work location to be close to you, write that down. You are dreaming big. You are calling in the perfect job for you, the ideal job for you. So you're just going to write that down, line item by line item. You can even talk about the type of coworkers that you want, okay? Write that down. You can just talk about how you want to feel. Feelings are really important because your brain does not know the difference between something that actually really happened and you just thinking about it in your mind. So you're also training your brain to feel the feelings of already having this job. That's going to amplify your power. That's going to, and when you know what dolphin sonar is? Like when dolphins make sounds like in the salt water and it goes out and then it comes back in. That's what your feelings do. Your feelings carry an energy and they are shooting out and scanning and attracting things and then they come back. So that's why your feelings can actually amplify your spell, and I like to make sure I'm in a pretty good space before I do my spell. Okay, once you're done writing down your dream job description, at the bottom, I want you to write, I call this in or something better. And then you can say, thank you, universe, or whoever you want to thank, your guides, your allies, whoever. And then I want you to write, and so it is done. And then sign your name and put a date, at today's date at the bottom. That just makes it official. You're like, this is my documentation. This is my scroll. This is my letter to the universe. Okay, so you've written down your spell. Pretend this is it, okay? These are just my notes for this class. Put that piece of paper down with the words facing up. Then get your water. Put it on top, because you want your words to face up so that when you're looking in this glass, you can see the words, okay? Now you're going to put a pinch of your salt in there. Just a pinch is fine. And you got your incense burning. Okay. I like to kind of push the incense around with my hawk feather. Again, I work with hawks. Birds are messengers, and I am a messenger, and so that's why I like working with hawks. Okay. Now, here's what you're going to do. Because water holds memory. You're going to read your entire petition, and as you're reading it, you're speaking it into this glass of water. This glass of water is going to hold your words. It's going to hold your energy. Water holds memory. All right? So speak your entire petition into here, every single word that's on there. And when you're done, put your lid on it. Put it back on top, and then you're going to let this sit overnight. I have a balcony, so I let it sit on my balcony overnight. If you could also just put it outside. If you're worried about like animals or whoever like messing with it, just put it in a window, because you want the moonlight outside. It doesn't matter if it's a full moon, a new moon, a crescent moon, whatever. It does not matter the moon phase. You can do this spell any day of the week. You do it when you feel good, okay? So you want the moon to like shine through the window ideally and shine on this. That's why I say put it in a window or put it outside. But again, do what works for you. If you're worried about animals messing with your spell outside, just put it in the inside of your window, okay? That is fine. Now, the next morning, when you wake up, first thing next morning, you're going to drink this water. That's why you only need a pinch of salt, okay? I don't want you drinking a whole bunch of salt water. That's going to make you sick. No, just a pinch. You're going to drink this water first thing the next morning, okay? Now you are the spell. This water holds memory. It's been charged in the moonlight, okay? It's been marinating overnight. Now you're going to drink it. You are the spell, okay? The goal is you want to feel confident because you're working with your own power. And guess what? Nobody can take away your power. It's yours. You're not outsourcing it. You're tapping into it, and you're using the natural elements. The earth is alive. There are water spirits. There are land spirits. There are air spirits. So you are asking them to help guide you. So drink your water the next day. Then here's what you're going to do with your spell paper. If you're a water sign like me, what I like to do, tear it up, flush it down the toilet. Water holds memory. And now you're working with the public water system where you live. So you're just calling in more help, and you're giving your spell back to the earth. If you're a fire sign, earth sign, if you want to do something else, you can light it on fire where it's safe. I have like a small iron cauldron. That's what I burn my stuff in. So you can also burn the paper the next day somewhere safe. And then what I like to do is once it's completely burned and it's just ashes and they're dry, there's no fire hazard, I'll just hold my cauldron up to the wind and just let the wind take it. So now you're giving it back to the earth. Now, when you're done with this spell, here's what I don't want you to do. Do not freak out. Do not check your email a million times. Like, don't feel anxious. Excuse me. Confirmation verb. Because you are in control. You are sovereign. You're using your own power. That is sturdy. That is stable. So feeling like super anxious, like, oh my gosh, did I do it right? That can take away from the power of your spell. The goal is to feel relief. You're like, I did it. I asked my guides for help. I told the universe what I want. You only need to do this once. Unless you want like a completely different job and you change your mind, like, then do the spell again. That's fine. But you want to let it go and release it. And here's another thing. It's going to happen on divine timing. I get very irritated with divine timing because for me, I want a new job like yesterday. And the more I hold on to that control of like, I want this job to happen now, like, that can restrict the flow of things coming to you. So, as much as possible, just try to relax, knowing you did what you needed to do. So, here's how this spell worked out for me in 2023. It actually worked very quickly, but I was also in the knowing. I was like, this worked. Like, I felt a sparkle in my chest. I was like, this spell works so good. I'm not worried. And I just went on about my business and was living the life that I would have been living had I had that job. That can be really important for people. But if for financial reasons or other reasons you're not able to live how you would be living, see if you can speak how you would be speaking. Confidence is really important. So stay visible. For me and for a lot of people I know, like, we work in marketing, and so LinkedIn is a great place for us to get noticed from hiring managers. So after you do this spell, be active on LinkedIn in a way that makes sense for you and the career that you want. And maybe you need to update your resume. Maybe you need to update your portfolio or your website or whatever body of work you have. You want to make sure that you're consistent. And so you don't want to burn yourself out. So maybe you just do like 10 minutes on LinkedIn a day, something like that. The way I found the job that I called in when I did this spell was somebody that I used to work with posted on LinkedIn that their employer was hiring for the exact job that I called in. So I just DM'd her and I was like, hey girl, I want that job. My AC just clicked on, that's a confirmation. And she was like, great. And she got me an interview. It was easy. That's the point. What you want, it wants you back. And it's meant to be easy. For me, that's not passive. That just means that there are steps in place that are easy to take. So I told her, I was like, hey, I saw you post about this job on LinkedIn. I want that job. She was like, great, I'm gonna get you an interview. And then boom, boom, boom. I had 3 interviews and they were so easy. Like, the people were already sold on me by the time I got to the interview. They had already researched me online. They already knew I could do the job because I was visible online. I had a portfolio and they loved it. And they're like, we just want to get to know you as a person. So my interviews were just very conversational, and we talked about things other than the job I was interviewing for, because they go, we already know you can do the job. That's an example that I want you to sit with, and if it resonates, great. If it doesn't, leave it. You can also modify this spell for anything that you want to call in. If you just want to call in money, do that. If you want to call in your dream vacation, use this spell. You are the spell, you are the magic. If you want to modify something so that it works for you, you can do that. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, get in the comments, and I'm happy to give you any information I can that might be helpful. Bye.